start discussion on case management in the transaction monitoring systems. It is an domain knowledge for business analysis, and I'll explain how the process of case management happen in the transaction system. So, so let's start our discussion on this step by step. Okay. So let's first give the definition of transaction monitoring system. So the transaction monitoring is a process of financial transactions by the banking customers to identify and report the suspicious activities. Financial intelligence unit of that country. Suspicious activity reports is bank that's things are related to the counter terrorist financing or sanctions. Okay, it is the anti transaction financial intelligence and compliance and framework and that's high where there's a very high impact on the people. That's why the transaction monitoring system is very important and it's monitoring all the transactions. The business activities statement like compliance, operation, or the data team, or the IT or there in the business team. Okay, bring all these things and collect and the technical team and collect the relevant information from them, gather the requirement from them using the requirement and bring meetings, team meetings, collect the data and then we finding the requirements, analyzing things, not transaction. Finally, case management will. So in the transaction data ingestion, so gathering the transaction data from various sources. They might have the various kind of the sources. There, the bank will store the transaction data, financial transaction data. So, like the core banking, payment system, or online payment, all kinds of the data, which the transaction data collect by the system with the API format or Excel format, and then set the rule engine for such kind of that software, that transaction monitoring. So if that transaction is matches with that rule engine logic or the business compliance, then system will generate the alerts on that transaction. So set up predefined rules and algorithms which is created by the technical team that automatically screen the transaction and display the list of such kind of transaction with their the which they it's kind of so that's the screen display just with the that system generate an alert and the trigger point case management. Then the journey of the case management will start for the transaction which are the alert is generated and the trigger is point. So then we take a such and we will use case management. So case management is the process of investigation and resolving issues. So case management, there are different analysis of the MLR officer. They are come and do their investigation, identify is the genuine fraudulent transactions or genuinely suspicious transaction or not, and accordingly if there's a positive case. Let's start the case management in detail. So first, what is a case? What is a case? A case is a formal container for investigating one or more related alert of that transaction. So it's the process. How it is and the things which we start to get investigation, one or more alerts related to that transaction, and the case is aggregate all the relevant information of that transaction, like the customer details related to that transaction, KYC, know your customer due diligence things we collected. Okay, then we will check the transaction history of past history of that customers, what the transaction pattern of that customer, alert details, which was triggered and why that was triggered. We do the 360-degree analysis and then we will prepare the investigation note and supporting document for this customer. And once we think it will be the no false positive, then we will use what L1 level or L2 level or the MLR level, and with attaching the proper documents or the proper activity report why they are making it as a fail positive, and then close the case. But if they find it is at the true positive case, then they will create the suspicious activity report or the suspicious transactions report and in detail and upload to the financial intelligence unit portal and inform them related to that transactions, and the further investigation process will start from by the financial intelligence unit. So that's the thing in a case management. So let's discuss on the life cycle of the case management, how the case management life cycle will work and when it will be the close. So that's also the most of the important thing you should understand while you are working on the transaction monitoring system. So what is the life cycle of the project? So alert trees. First alert is initial alert to determine if it is a false positive or warrant further investigation. So once the alert will do, then analyst will check it is a false positive or it is an positive for the further investigation. Yes, then the case creation, an alert is converted into the pool from case for dedicated analyst. So it's fully converted into the dedicated analyst the investigation, the analyst gather the information and analyze the customer's behavior and retain the detailed narrative related to that and take his decision. And then further he will disclose the final decision on the case. So if there are the three types of decision he will take. If it's at the fails positive, then close and no suspicious activity is found to the analyst. But it's and the suspicious activity, then the analyst will file the SCR press to suspicious activities, confirm and report it to the authorities for further uh, investigation or to send it to the financial intelligence units FIU of India and escalate sent to more senior teams for the review and check the activity or the transaction details. So let's discuss on the key features of case management. So key features in the case management. First one is a workflow automation, then user interface, document management, and the reporting to the FIU unit of India. So workflow automation, assigning the cases automatically to the analyst based on the level and the team or the team size and the working capability of that the analyst or their experience. So automatically we develop the AI system that work automation. So it will be the supervised or semi-supervised or unsupervised learning that will do assign the cases automatically to the analyst based on the risk level or the team size, so they can do the further investigation on that case. So user interface is also important. A centralized dashboard for analysis to manage and investigate that case. So the UI UX like that case management fields we are going to show the reviewer or the analyst to go for the final conclusion. What are the AIML techniques we should add in that thing? So that's all this there. And the document, the management, the ability to upload and link the supporting document like copies of ID, signs to collect, download, upload, all these things will there. And then the reporting, generate the report on case volume and analyze productive and key metrics for the management and regulators. So do the reporting suspicious activity report, subsidiary transactions report, or the cash transactions report. That kind of will generated by the system automatically or pre-fill the predefined data which is in the systems. Okay, so that's the system will derive AIML system to reporting. So that's the key features of case management systems in the transaction monitoring system. So let's move on the business analyst focus and key requirements. Key focus for the key requirement BA should take. So first one is user experience. The system must be an intuitive for analysts, reducing time spent on each case. So it will be the better user experience. It will help. It will have the chatbot or the pop-up box, or it will help to the prioritize the requirements accordingly to the analyst role, and it will help analysts to do the faster and effective analysis or the transaction monitoring workflow. So that the UI UX should be the better for the users, and the configurability, configurability rules and workflow should be easy and adjustable without requiring code or the changes, and system will, the technical will write down the code in such a way that the analyst can easily identify that tool and work on that script. So configurability is also one of the important things. Then the integration, that system should be integrated. The case management or transaction monitoring system should be integrated with the different kind of system. The and like the KYC, know your customer, customer due diligence, core banking, reporting system, transaction system, payment system, with smoothly and with do not disturbing the other system. So that should be there. And the audit trail, every action on case node status change must be logged for the compliance purpose. So if there anything to make changes on that the transactions or on that detail, so that should be audit trial. So further review. So that system will create the audit trial. Basically, audit trial is let me explain. If you have the bank account and if you change your the PAN card, or if you change your the some key important document, then system should uh, or try audit that thing, and they will have the system has a record what your earlier PAN card number and now what your the current PAN card number. So we have the all kinds of track. So that's the audit trial. Whatever you make your change your address, so that should also in the audit trial. So action on the cases notes status changes of that customer must be logged for the compliance purpose to the system. So let's move on the next thing, that the challenges of the fails project. It is also the most important for the business analyst to understand what are the challenges if the system will do the high number of fails positive. So he should the ability of business analyst to think 360-degree way to reduce the fails positive numbers. What are they? And alert that are flagged by the system but not actually indicate the suspicious or illicit activities. So the transaction which are the transaction on which alert is generated by the system, but we are check and we are analyze and we are able to conclude that it is not an the suspicious activity, or it is not and the it is and it is not an it is and the illicit not and the illicit activity. So if, then we are the such cases are fails cases. So system be able to reduce such kind of the cases or for the true positive cases, and it's the very minimum number, and it's very challenging. Million and trillion transactions will happen in India, and that that 100, 200 transactions are only the fails, the true positive transactions. So we should make and capable the system should able to predict only these transactions. It's a very challenging task, and it's a very vast task, but we need to work and we need to think on that oriented. So rule optimization, working on the data science or the different quantitative analysis or the analysis, we want to define the tool and rules and reduce the number of fail positive, to do the statistical analysis, to do the machine learning, artificial intelligence analysis, to do the mathematical analysis and optimize the rule and fit the rule which are appropriately define the true positive for the challenges, and the behavior analytics, explore more advanced method to distinguish between the normal and suspicious behavior of the system, analyze this behavior of the system, and workflow enhancement, implementing better freeze process and quickly and cleaner non-suspicious alerts. So these are the workflow enhancement, and let's move on the next slide, that is the last slide. So conclusion and the questions, if you have any questions. So key takeaway from this presentation is the case management is an human in the loop component for the transaction monitoring system, in that the continuously human involvement in the case management system. The PA role is to ensure that the system is efficient, compliant, and user friendly, and it will be reduce the fails positive rates, and it should contain all the compliance related to the financial action task force or related to the financial intelligence units of that country, and it satisfy and own bank own how there's some rules related to the transaction monitoring to create the alerts for such kind of transactions. So that should be there in the system, and focus on optimizing workflow, reducing the fails positivity, and providing the reviews reporting, and system have the reporting process and automation capabilities to workflow, make it automatic. So if you have any questions and if you like my videos, please like and subscribe my channel, so that will motivate me to create such kind of more videos for you guys. Please like my channel and please subscribe my channel. Thanks for attending, and please help me out for the next topic which I need to create for you. So you will be gather, and I think you will be more focused on the business analyst side as well, like the functional requirement document, business requirement document, request for proposal, request for information. So prepare these test cases document, so focus on that document, and I'll explain you that thing is also. Thanks guys once again for attending my seminar. So that will motivate me more to create this. Thanks.